So in today's video we're going to look at how to upgrade the older style key that came with this car to the newer style that comes with the 2020 onwards Jaguar F-Type. Is it a completely pointless modification? Yes. Are we going to do it anyway? Absolutely. So stick around and stay tuned to see if I can cost myself £600 for a new key, because this goes so badly wrong for no good reason whatsoever. But let's call it an experiment in the name of science. And I say it every time, guys, if you're not already, please think about hitting that subscribe button down the bottom to see more content like this, and stay tuned. Now the main difference between these two types of keys is the case. This is a rounded, the original's a rounded version, whereas the new shape's a bit squarer, a bit different. I've already replaced this once because the one that came with the car, it was a used car, had separated and delaminated. So that's already been replaced once, and that's a pretty simple job to do. You just slide off this side bit, he says, there we go. You slide off that side, which exposes the key blade for getting into the car in the event that the battery is flat. And then you pop this open very gently. I'm just using a screwdriver here, and then you can access your internals to swap the key over, and there you have it. Now I'm hoping that this internals, all the gubbins, is going to be a pretty straight swap into this one. Slightly different design. You've got your key blade down the side there, so I can already see I'm going to have a bit of a challenge because I'm going to need to punch out the pin holding that in there and swap it into there like so. So I can already see that's going to be a bit of a challenge, and it's pressed, so that's going to be point of no return when I take that off. And then the internals of this, if I can pop this open, it's always nerve-wracking doing this because you don't want to break anything. I can gently, there we go. So a little bit different on the inside because you've got the spring-loaded button to release the key there. Let's get that back in, there we go. So hopefully it's going to be a straight swap between the two. So let's have a go and see what we end up with. So I've just gently lifted out the circuit board and it's looking pretty promising. If you look at the layout of the buttons, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 with a single one at the top there. And the new key looks almost identical with your 1, 2, 3, 4 with your single button at the top. And if we look at the front of the cases, that one, you can see the layout of the buttons is identical. So hopefully this should be a straight swap. The most complicated bit, I think, is going to be that. Let's have a go. So new case, new back, the original transponder chip in here, and there's actually quite a handy locating pin here, so that should line up with one of the holes that is pre-cut on the circuit board. Perfect. And that's just located in there nicely. Now I'm hoping that when we put this on, it all clicks together. It can't be that easy, can it? Surely. Let's pop that back in. Let's pop it all back together, and let's go and give it a go and see if, I can't believe if that's going to work, because if it's going to be that quick. So, unlock. No way. Lock. Yep. Boot. Wow. Okay. And the headlights. Yep. Wow. got to test them all. I'd never know how to turn this off. Press and hold. Yeah, I'd say that works. Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty surprised at how easily that went together. The buttons actually feel a bit nicer as well. They've got a positive click to them rather than this, which is just like a moulded plastic that doesn't click too much. This really does click. It's got quite a very, you know, affirmed feel to it, and it's a bit of a better weight than the original key. Now the big bit is, are we going to be able to take this out of here? My concern is, once I've popped that out, we're not going back. I've got to drill that. So I don't know if the diameter of the hole that's going to be in this blade, looking at the pressed sort of rivet type thing there, I don't know if that diameter is going to be significantly bigger than the diameter of the press pin that goes in there. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to press this out first, try and remove this blade. Once we've done that, we'll get an idea for what's happening in the blade behind here. So we've got a bit of a better idea. This is going to get expensive. I can see this isn't going to go well. Let's give it a go. This is I'm here to make these mistakes for you guys, so you can learn from my mistakes. Let's give it a go and see where we end up. So we're in the garage. I've got my vise, trusty vise out. First things first, I'm just going to put a cloth on there so that I don't scratch any of this. And we're just going to try and drift this pin out. Now, there's a tool for every job, and I don't have the tool for this job. I don't have a drift that small, so I'm actually going to use, this is awful, but I'm going to use a Torx driver, like a micro Torx, where the diameter actually fits in there, which it appears it could be that one. And I'm just going to try and drift. Off to a good start, aren't we? Try and drift that out of there and see how we go. I've got a rough idea how this is going to go already, but let's give it a try. Right. I think that moved ever so slightly, but now the problem I've got is my drift is too big, so I need something even smaller again. Gosh, what am I going to use for this? It's tiny. It's literally millimeters. Right, I've managed to get it going. I'm not proud. Look, I've had to use the world's rustiest and bluntest spade bit, but that's just knocked it out there ever so slightly. So I'm going to get a set of pliers on that and see if I can get that moving. Nice, in there. Ah, there we go. That's the pin out. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I can already see a problem with this. So that's not broken, that's just the shape of what fits into there. And straight away I know that is not going to be that. So I think I'm going to need to get this key blade cut, which I don't think is necessarily going to work looking at this. So guys, time has elapsed. I've made some decisions, whether they're good decisions or not, but here we are. I've managed to not cut that, but I have unburled it, meaning that I can still, at this point in time, put this back together, because that has been unburled, and I can sort of knurl that over if I want to go back to where I was. But as you can see, there's the new blade, and the side profile, and there's the existing blade, and they are completely different because of this chamfer on the end. If I do this, it's exactly as we suspected. See? So I've got some choices. Now, I know it will fit in the body because the new key blade is longer, so I know I'm not going to have problems fitting it in. Now the options I've got are filing this blade with a chamfer and then taking a little notch out of it so that it will fit into here, or I get this cut to match on the new blade, but I think we're going to have problems because of the length. They might use different barrels, I believe, in the newer shape F-type, so I'm going to regret this, I know. We're going to get a file and we're going to try and mimic exactly this here. Oh god. Now I can take the metal off, but I can't put it back on, so I'm just going to do little and often and see if I can get this into, where are we? Into the, here it is, into the new holder. So straight away, part 2 of the problem. Can you spot it? That's shanked. So the new blade is shanked. So I've also, god, this is growing arms and legs very quickly, isn't it? Let's have a go at shanking it and see if we can get it in there. Same again, I'm going to line them up, clamp them and file them down. This is, oh god, this is, why do I do these things? So I'd say that's gone pretty well. That's one side done, so I'm going to flip the key, get the other side filed down and see if we can get it into this. Right, we have progress. New blade, existing blade, both now have a bit of a profile on both faces. So the moment of truth, will it go into here? Yes, it will. So I think I need to take a little bit more off on this chamfer, because if you look, that new key comes down to a bit more of a point than I have at the moment. So I need to take a little bit more off, but I knew that. I said, you know, you can take it off, you can't put it on. Let's get it back in the clamp, do a little bit more filing and see if we can drive it all the way home in there. So, didn't need to show you more filing, but long story short, we have progress. So the key blade's in there nice and snug. That fits in beautifully. So what I need to do now, you can just about see through there, I need to just notch out so that I can drive back through this pin, this locating pin that holds it in. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to tap it in so that it marks the key, and then I know where I need to file a little groove to match this, and hopefully if I don't make a mess of that, we're on the home run. Now I don't know if that's going to be enough, but again, I can take it off, I can't put it back on, so let's just little and often test fit. I think I'm going to need a little bit more. You can see a bit of daylight through there. Let's have a go. Just going to remove the risk of scratching any of this, and well, not remove it, but dramatically lessen it. Just put some tape over there so that when I'm tapping away I don't run the risk of damaging the metal as much, and I just need to use something as a bit of a drift. I wonder if I've got, yeah, it's a bit of a drift. Oh, perfect. And in it has gone, and that is in there solid. So wow, that is not going anywhere. I'm impressed. I'm really pleased with that. So now let's go and see if it fits in the case. Right, we're back indoors. New key blade, new key. Let's get rid of all of that old stuff over there. Let's hope this goes in here. Oh, look at that. Perfect. I'm well chuffed with that. So there we have it. How to upgrade your Jaguar F-type key to the newest style. But this will work with the F-Pace as well, because I know we've got the same key that we used to have for the F-type for the F-Pace. The innards direct fit. The key itself, slight bit of modification with some basic tools, but we know it can be done. So yeah, is it a worthwhile upgrade? Probably not, but curiosity got the better of me and I wanted to know if it could be done, and I thought who better to share it with than you guys. So thanks for watching. If you're not already, please drop a sub to the channel by clicking that button down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Now, full disclosure, there's a Jaguar logo that goes in the back here, and I believe this is because it's the same key for Jaguar and Land Rover. You get provided with both. Mine turned up a little bit bent, and rather than doing the sensible thing of returning it, I tried to get it in anyway and made it 10 times worse. So I need to order a new sticker to go in there. Good one. Don't try and force it in if it isn't fitting. There's a joke in there somewhere.